Hello, dear students. This is Arvi Jambagi, welcoming you all for another online lecture. Dear students, today we are learning a few more points on magnetism, and we are later moving to the magnetism produced due to current carrying conductor. Okay. So let's try to learn first what exactly the magnetic field and magnetic field lines are. Okay. So let's take the magnetic field first. The region or space around the magnet or magnetic material is known as magnetic field. It is the region or the space around the magnet. So the space around the magnet or magnetic materials, that is known as magnetic field. Remember, this is comparable with electric field in case of static electricity. Okay, if you are taking the charge as an example, a charged particle, if you are considering, so the space around any charged particle is taken as electric field. Similarly, the region or space around the magnet or magnetic substances, they are taken as magnetic field. Okay, so in these two pictures, the magnet and its field is shown in two different ways. So magnetic field is represented by the term, sorry, the alphabet capital B, that is the representation for magnetic field. Magnetic field is also a vector quantity. Magnetic field is also a vector quantity. So next, magnetic field lines. The imaginary straight lines or curves, the tangent to any point on which gives the direction of magnetic field are known as magnetic field lines. Remember, magnetic field lines are the straight lines or curves, and also they are imaginary lines. So if you are drawing any, sorry, tangent on any point on those which gives rise to the direction of magnetic field, where will be the direction of field it is representing, that is called as magnetic field lines. The imaginary straight lines or curves, the tangent to any point on those gives the direction of magnetic field. So such imaginary lines are taken as magnetic field lines. These lines are straight or curves representing magnetic field itself. So in the definition, you can take a point as these lines are straight or curves representing the magnetic field itself. Remember, magnetic field lines are the representation of a magnetic field itself. Okay. So field lines are, or magnetic field lines are either uniform or non-uniform. So uniform magnetic field is given by this picture. Uniform magnetic field, straight parallel lines, they are taken as uniform magnetic field lines, and non-uniform means few are curved or they are not uniform. Okay, they are nothing but non-uniform magnetic fields. In the picture, you are having both uniform magnetic field lines and non-uniform magnetic field lines. I hope you are getting the magnetic field and magnetic field lines properly. Now let's take the properties of magnetic field lines. Remember, the properties of magnetic field lines or magnetic field or even magnet, all they are possessing the same kind of properties. Therefore, you have to take care that the properties of magnetic field lines, magnetic field, and magnet itself all are heading towards the same point. Okay, let's try to focus on the properties of field lines or magnetic field lines. The magnetic field lines are continuous and closed curves traveling from north pole to south pole outside the magnet and from south pole to north pole inside the magnet. So magnetic field lines are continuous and closed curves. They are the continuous lines and they are closed curve. Remember, they are closing. So here the things are very simple. Here the magnetic field lines are traveling from north pole to south pole outside the magnet. So outside the magnet, if you are considering, the field lines are moving from north pole to south pole, and if you are taking the magnet inside, then inside the magnet, so the field lines are from south pole to north pole. So look at this figure, you will come to know. So the directions outside the magnet, they are simply indicating that north to south outside the magnet. So if you are considering the inside part, so they are from south pole to north pole. Now next property, the tangent at any point on magnetic field line gives the direction of magnetic field at any point. So there are so many magnetic field lines in this picture. So if you are drawing a tangent or tangent line, so that tangent line gives the direction of magnetic field, where exactly the magnetic field go. Okay, so that's what the tangent drawn is indicating. So if you are drawing any tangent to the magnetic field line, gives rise to the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so next property, two magnetic field lines do not intersect or cross each other. So no two magnetic field lines do not intersect, means they are not intersecting at any point at all. Okay, so two magnetic field lines are never going to intersect. So what happens if they cross? Okay, if they cross each other, then at the point of intersection there will be two directions of magnetic field lines at single point. Okay, at single point there will be two magnetic field lines. If you are considering the two magnetic field lines crossing each other, if the magnetic field lines are crossing each other, then the point of intersection in this particular diagram at point P, we are having two magnetic fields. Remember, that is impossible. In two magnetic fields at a single point, which is impossible. Okay, that's why two magnetic field lines never intersect each other. Okay, I hope you are getting these properties right. Okay, next property. Although magnetic field lines are not real, magnetic field lines were considered initially as imaginary lines. Okay, although these lines are not real or imaginary, you may call, but still they are representing the magnetic field. That magnetic field is real. So although magnetic field lines are not real, yet they represent a magnetic field which is real. If more number of field lines, then the stronger will be the magnetic field. If the number of field lines increased, then we say that is the stronger field. Okay, that is having the stronger magnetic field, and vice versa. Okay, if the number of field lines are less, means weaker will be the magnetic field. So those two are the diagrams representing their magnetic field lines. One is weaker and other one is stronger. Say here we are having in the first diagram 1, 2, 3, 4. Four field lines in this case it is given. So in the second case there are so many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, more than that. Therefore, in the second case the number of field lines are more, and hence stronger will be the magnetic field at that point. So these are all the magnetic field lines and their properties. I hope you understood all these points. Dear students, let's take the next part of this topic. That will be the main part in this chapter, that is magnetism due to current carrying conductor. Before heading into the magnetism due to current carrying conductor, let's take back to the history. Long back, sometime in 1800, it was thought that electricity and magnetism are two completely different topics. There was no link at all between them. During that time, there was a person named Hans Christian Ørsted, the Danish physicist and chemist. He provided the missing link between electricity and magnetism. One day, he was lecturing the physics class on electricity. There was, he noticed there, he noticed that the circuit which he was using to demonstrate the electricity exhibited a peculiar behavior. At that moment, current flowing through the circuit, there was a slight deflection in the compass needle which was kept on his desk. But the moment when he switched off the circuit, he found that the deflection was no longer in existence. So, compass needle didn't show any deflection once the current in the circuit was switched off. He was totally surprised. He knew that the needle only deflects when there is the presence of magnetic field. He later studied much more on this, and which was famously known as Ørsted experiment. Later, Michael Faraday reversed this phenomenon, which brought the scientific revolution across the world. Dear students, let's take that Ørsted experiment. Let's focus on that. According to the picture, there is a straight, thick copper wire which is placed between the points X and Y. The wire X and Y kept perpendicular to the plane of the paper. XY kept perpendicular to the plane of the paper. Place a compass needle horizontally to the copper wire and confirm the position of the needle. Place a compass needle to the copper wire. So, nearer to the copper wire, place a compass needle, confirm its position. Okay. When we pass the current through the circuit, we observe that the position of the needle changes, which is indicating that there is a presence of magnetic field. When we pass the current through the circuit, we are getting that there is a deflection in the needle. Deflection in the needle occurs only when there is a presence of magnetic field. If the direction of the current reverses, there is also deflection in the needle, but which is opposite in direction to the first. Okay. Anyway, there is a presence of magnetic field. So we can take the conclusion from this experiment that any current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. So I repeat, any current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. So this is the Oersted experiment. I hope you understand this experiment correctly. Let's take magnetic field due to current carrying straight conductor or wire. This arrangement to find out the magnetic field due to current carrying straight conductor, which is very much similar to Oersted experiment. Here we are placing a cardboard which is kept horizontal to the surface, and vertically we are taking the electric wire. Okay, when we pass the electric current through the wire, it produces magnetic field around it. From the Oersted experiment, we already know that whenever you are passing the current through the wire, you are getting the magnetic field around the wire. Okay, this magnetic field has the magnetic field lines around the wire, which can be shown by sprinkling iron filings on the card sheet. So when you are sprinkling the iron filings on the card sheet, iron filings get magnetized. On tapping the board or tapping the card sheet, the iron filings are arranged themselves in a circles around the wire, showing that the field lines are circular in nature. Okay, whenever you are sprinkling the iron filings on the card sheet, so iron filings are arranged themselves in a circle. Okay, a small magnetic needle or compass M placed on the board indicates the direction of magnetic field. If you are placing the small magnetic needle on those filings, that is indicating that there is a direction of magnetic field. When the current in the wire flows in upward direction, the magnetic field lines are in anti-clockwise direction. If the direction of current is in downward direction, the magnetic field will be in clockwise direction. So according to the figure, here the direction of current is in downward direction. So the things are in anti-clockwise direction. So whenever the current moves upward direction, the magnetic field direction will be in clockwise. It has been shown that the magnitude of magnetic field is directly proportional to the electric current flowing through it or flowing through the wire. Means the magnitude of magnetic field. Magnetic field is a vector quantity. So if you are taking its magnitude, that magnitude of magnetic field produced by the straight conductor carrying current is directly proportional to the current flowing through it and inversely proportional to the distance of that point from the wire. Okay, this means greater the current in the wire, stronger will be the magnetic field. If greater the distance of a point from the current carrying wire, weaker will be the magnetic field. So those are the relations you have to take care of. In fact, as we are moving away from the current carrying straight wire, there is a formation of concentric circles. There is a formation of concentric circles around the wire. which is representing that magnetic field lines becomes larger and larger along with the decrement in its strength, decreasing strength of it. So you can say that the magnetic field, which is directly proportional to the current flowing through the wire, and as you are moving away from the wire, the magnetic field is going to decrease. That's what these 2 points are indicating. So we can draw the conclusion that magnetic field lines around straight conductor carrying current forms the concentric circles whose centers lie on the wire itself. Okay, the conclusion is very simple. The magnetic field lines around the straight conductor or straight wire carrying current are concentric circles whose centers lie on the wire. Next, that will be right hand thumb rule. So, if the direction of current is known, then the direction of magnetic field produced by the straight wire can be obtained by this rule called right hand thumb rule. So it is given by Maxwell, and hence this is also called as Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. So it is very simple. It can be stated as, imagine we are holding or grasping the wire which is carrying current in your right hand, so that thumb points out the direction of current and other fingers encircled the wire gives the direction of magnetic field lines. So if you are holding the current carrying conductor, so thumb is representing the direction of electric current, whereas encircled fingers give the direction of magnetic field lines. If you are reversing that thumb point or the direction of current, the direction of encircled fingers again giving the direction of magnetic field, which is in reverse order. If you are looking at this picture, you are getting the things very much clear. See, if this thumb pointing upwards means the direction of current on the upward direction, so the direction of magnetic field will be around the encircled fingers, therefore it is in this direction. If you reverse the direction of current, then the direction of magnetic field will be like this. Okay, I hope you are getting this rule clear. Dear students, this rule is also known as Maxwell's corkscrew rule. If we consider ourselves driving a corkscrew in the direction of current, then the direction of rotation of the screw is the direction of magnetic field. If you are considering a corkscrew which you are driving at, so the corkscrew itself is in the direction of electric current, then the rotation of the screw will be the direction of magnetic field. So this rule is also called Maxwell's corkscrew rule. This ends today's lecture. I hope you are understood all the points discussed today. We will meet you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.